I've never believed in the lesser of two evils theory in politics. And even if I did, it would be very difficult for me to calibrate which of Starmer and Sunak are the lesser of two evils. I could make a strong argument either way. And that's really something when you come to conclude that there is no evidence that a Starmer government would be better for the working class in Britain than a Sunak government. And I really mean that. And I defy anyone to adduce the evidence that a Starmer government would be better for the workers than a Sunak government, especially in the North, because actually it's quite likely that in the next 12 months, the Tories will put a lot into the North as a kind of hold the formerly red wall, now blue wall strategy. I'd be astonished if they didn't. So I'm looking for all kinds of announcements over the next 12 months in favor of infrastructure and life in general for people, working class people in now new Tory seats. But I guess you want to focus with me on what would the foreign policy be of Keir Starmer government. And I've got to tell you, I'm not in any difficulty in calibrating that a Keir Starmer government would be worse than a Rishi Sunak government for the rest of the world. I have no doubt, for example, that Keir Starmer is by a country mile more of a slavish supporter of Netanyahu's Israel even than the Rishi Sunak government in power in Britain today. I have no doubt at all that Keir Starmer would be by a country mile a more pro-NATO, pro-America, pro-war government even than Rishi Sunak's government, because I've seen this picture before. I lived through, first as a Labour MP and then as an expelled ex-Labour MP. I've lived through Tony Blair Mark I, and Keir Starmer is Tony Blair Mark II, Tony Blair without the laughs. I lived through a period, and many of your viewers and those in attendance will have lived through it, in which first Yugoslavia, then Iraq and Afghanistan, and as he personally told me, man to man, in the library corridor of the House of Commons outside the gentleman's lavatory at the library door, to be precise, if I could, he said, I would invade Myanmar, I would invade Zimbabwe, and he rattled off 2 or 3 other countries. Most disturbingly of all, he said, I would invade Iran if I could. There was no end to the ravenous hunger for imperial adventure on the part of Tony Blair. And given that Tony Blair has got his entire hand, forearm, right up to his bicep, up the arse of Keir Starmer, and Keir Starmer is his ventriloquist dummy, it's therefore no contest for me. It's a no-brainer that the foreign policy of a Keir Starmer government will lead us ineluctably into war after war after war and deepen our involvement in all the wars we are currently in, either overtly or covertly. So for the sake of the peace of the world and for the sake of the working class in Britain, I have no hesitation in saying, just stop Starmer.